Hello and welcome to our video on classifying data variables, categorical or numerical data. You can collect data on absolutely anything at all. The topic that you're collecting data about is called a variable. For example, each of the following is the name of a variable. You could collect data on eye colour, the number of people who have a swimming pool at their house, fitness level, and that might be low, medium or high, shoe size, where you can have half sizes, 8, 8.5, 9, number of steps someone walks in a day, height can be a variable, and postcode that someone lives in could be another example of a variable. We can classify our variables into different categories to help us make informed decisions about which graph we're going to use to display our results. All of our data can be classified into the following categories. These are the two main categories. It's either a categorical variable or a numerical variable. I'm just going to change this all data because that should say variables. All variables can be classified in the following categories. Categorical is a type of data or type of variable that has the names of categories in the variable. And we'll look at some more examples of that later. So usually eye color, for example, is a categorical variable because the data that comes out of it are names of colors. Number of people who have a swimming pool, it's not a name of anything, it's not a name of a category, it's going to be a number, so it will be a different type of variable. Fitness level, low, medium or high, is a name of a category, so this would be a categorical variable as well. The other type of variable is numerical, and these are the ones you're probably most used to, where you have, often it's a number. We can have numbers in categorical, most of the time they're in numerical though, and it can be useful to think of the numerical variables as ones that can be counted or measured. So if we look up at our example, we can count the number of people who have a swimming pool, so that's a numerical variable. We can count the number of steps in a day, so that's numerical. We can measure someone's height or weight or a distance someone runs in a day. They would all be numerical variables that we can measure. Once you've decided whether you've got a categorical or numerical variable, you can further break these up into, the categorical variable can be broken up into two further categories, either nominal or ordinal or ordinal. Data. Nominal data is the data that just has the straight names of something in it. Ordinal data also has the names of categories in it, but it's something that can be ordered. So names that can be ordered. For example, which ones did we say were categorical? Eye color was categorical. And can we put the different colors in a particular order? Is one color particularly better than another color? Hopefully you're saying no. So it would be just a nominal, categorical and nominal data. Fitness level, low, medium, high, that was categorical. So I'll put a categorical here. And low, medium, high, there is an order there. You can see that high is better than low and medium goes in the middle. So this would be an example of ordinal data. Shoe size. Even though it looks like it might be a numerical data, it is categorical because we are putting people into each of the different categories. and it is ordinal because an 8 is a smaller shoe size than a 9. If we look over at numerical data, we can further break this down into either discrete or continuous data. Discrete data can be counted, and often it's useful to think about can you get halfway points in between data points. For discrete data, you can't have all the data points in between. Continuous data can be measured. So it's usually something like height, weight, distance, temperature, something like that you can measure with a device, a ruler, or something that you are measuring to get a precise number. Let's look back at our examples. So we have number of people who have a swimming pool. Now, whenever we're talking about number of people, it's definitely numerical, and it's going to be discrete because you cannot have 1.5 people, or you can't have 7.9 people. You can only have either one person or two people, or three. So you can only have whole numbers. So numerical discrete is for number of people. Numerical discrete. Number of steps in a day, again, you can't have, if we're just assuming we're going for the total number of steps, you can't have 34.2 steps. It's pretty difficult to do 0.2 of a step. So this would be numerical and discrete as well. Height is an example of a continuous numerical variable because you can measure it and you can have any height in between that you want. You can't just have 186 and 187 centimeters. You can have 186.1, or if you have a really good ruler, you could have 186.012 centimeters. So height is a numerical and continuous variable. Postcode is a tricky one. It looks like it would be numerical, but when we think, it can be useful to think about numerical data as things. Is it useful to calculate the mean of this data? So, or the mean or the average. If you're trying to find the average number of steps in a day, that's useful. So it would be numerical. Average height, that's a useful thing to calculate. But if we're looking at calculating the average postcode, it doesn't really make sense to calculate the average postcode. So that gives us a hint that it's not a numerical variable, it's a categorical variable. Next, we need to look at whether it is just the names, and the names could have numbers in them, that's okay. Or is it ordinal? Can we say that they are in a particular order? And postcode numbers can kind of go in a particular order and show you that some suburbs are closer than other suburbs. So we will go with categorical and ordinal for postcode. Thanks for watching the video.